If you play live poker, you know how important it is to navigate multi-way pots because they happen all the time. If you follow the steps and tips in this video, you will never struggle again with multi-way pots. So let's go. Tip number one, play a lot tighter than you think. And I really mean it. A lot of players limp behind with hands like Jack 9 offsuit, maybe even Jack 8 offsuit. They open raise Ace 10 offsuit in early position. All sorts of hands like that. Queen 10 offsuit. Even suited gappers like 9-7 or 9-6 suited. Just ditch most of those, if not all of those hands, because you will not be able to realize your equity and you depend on hitting really big. And even two pairs might not be great. You really need a straight, and even if you hit a flush with your 9-7 suited, you might not be good. So then, what should I play, you may ask? So this brings us to tip number two, which is play suited aces and pocket pairs, whether they're small or big. Why is that? Because these two hand types have the potential to flop really big hands, or at least draws. And the beauty is, if you have a suited ace, you dominate all the other flushes in case the flush comes in. So that has the potential to make you really big money and to stack someone else who played the 9-7 of hearts when you have the ace deuce of hearts. So that's why it's very important to limp behind or to call with these hands. Same with pocket deuces, pocket fives, pocket sevens. These hands, when they hit a set, they can make really big hands.
Tip number three, and we're moving on to post-flop play. Play passively.
So, say you did raise ace-jack offsuit, you get called by four players and the flop comes ace-10-5. In a heads-up pot, you would be more than happy to continuation bet on this flop. Now I urge you to be very cautious and play very passively. Yes, you have top pair and a decent kicker, but someone could have a two pair there, someone could have a set there, or someone could just try to blow you off your hand, and with a lot of pressure you will probably have to let go by the river. So that's why just start passively is very important, unless you have a big hand. And we're moving to that. If you have a big hand, and you can just go for it. So for example, say ace-10-6 is the flop, you have pocket sixes. Note, this is very different to having ace-jack, because now you virtually have the best hand, because no one called with aces or tens there, and if they did, well, that's great for them. You will get stacked either way, but now you can put money into the pot with pocket sixes on such a board. If you have a big hand, you can just pile the money in. And the last tip, but also one of the most important ones, is don't get married to your big pre-flop hands. So if you open with aces or kings or queens and you get called by four players and the flop comes something like 8-5 deuce, first of all, start very passively. Don't c-bet this board, because it's not a great board for you. And yes, you might get called by 10-8 offsuit or something like that, but you will be able to get a little bit of money later on if everyone checks through. But if you face a lot of aggression from players who are normally passive in a five-way pot, you have to let your pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens go in such a spot.